it's an honor for us in this process in the community where we are fighting for cultural, historical rights over lands and to strengthen identity and everything, to have the son of one of the persons we know being one of the warriors of the Foro Caribe people in his organization, where we know that he raised not only a lot of funds, but a lot of strength and dreams put together to make something significant for the benefit of our community. So we know there's a lot of his legacy alive, as you can see on that sign. We've been having that in our 1 year ago in our activity, because we think it's very important to keep in mind those people who never been afraid of circumstance, but they decide to give the right value to our people and open way for them to develop. So be welcome, and
it's indeed a pleasure to be here. And you spoke of two things: one, the legacy of Marcus Garvey, and two, the struggles of Afro-Caribbean people in the area in terms of land and development. And that was certainly what Marcus Garvey was all about when he first came to Central America in 1910, and he understood the conditions under which Afro-Jamaicans and other people of African ancestry lived and worked under. This stimulated him to eventually form an organization, which was a way to bring together all Afro-descendants in the diaspora, as well as, of course, ultimately in Africa, because the problems are not isolated. And this is, in some sense, the message I'd like to bring to you, that the problem that you face is not a single solitary problem on the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica. It's a problem all over the world. It's part of the aggressive nature of globalization and global capitalism that simply wants to take all the resources of whatever kind, whether it's land or mineral wealth or even people, and simply chew them up into the machine, an economic machine that's based on greed and money to rise everything. So that people both get richer and richer, smaller people get richer and richer, and the rest of the world gets poorer and poorer. As the song goes, the times are changing, and somebody like me, I think it's slow, and obviously everybody can see that it's slow. And when I was your age, I thought the revolution was going to happen any minute. As Brother Malcolm would say, we were ready for the revolution, but it takes more than a single event to bring about the changes. It takes a lot. It takes, as you just described it, or you implied, it takes both the vision and the energy that continues as a legacy, and is shared by more and more and more and more people. That's why what you're doing culturally is important, to pass that on to the younger people, so that they understand the dimensions of what the problem is. It's a worldwide problem, but again, nobody's alone, and we need to come together. It's easier to do it now, and just consider the fact that Marcus Garvey, his only pulpit was a soapbox and a newspaper, and he was able to organize 6 million people. Now you have internet, you have Facebook, you have Skype, you have whatever, so you can organize the whole world. The battle is not lost. It's still engaged, and I think we have more weapons, because the bottom line is education, sharing information, and knowing what's happening to other communities, because we have to consider that we're a community of communities. And it's really also important to understand that the concept of African communities is what I think is going to end up coming to the fore in the 21st century, because the best way to live is to live in a community. A community sustains you. You have your relationship within the community, not only to the people, but to the place in terms of the environment. What has happened in the Western way of life is they've destroyed communities. They've destroyed the place. They've destroyed the relationships between people. There's no trust, there's no love, there's no caring, there's no generosity. It's all competition and extraction of resources. so that the environment has suffered, people have suffered. More and more people are waking up to that. That's not success. Even though there are some people who are rich, there is a middle class. The middle class is getting small, and people want the world back because the world is being destroyed. We all know how the climate has changed. It's obvious now. So we need the ideology of Marcus Garvey more than ever, because he saw it then, and it's as relevant today as it was then. So I'm glad to see that the legacy is being kept alive. I won't say I'm doing anything. I'm doing my little bit in my little corner, and certainly I'm happy to be here with you and to continue that association as you fight for your recognition, your human dignity, and your right to the environment in which you've grown up, and you need to be able to prosper in that environment, because in my estimation that's your human right. So it's happy to be here, and I'm happy to be with you.